Hey guys and girls, this is Dina and I'm here to do a video and swatch review for you of the Too Faced Everything Nice palette. This was released for the holidays from Too Faced, and I just wanted to show you kind of a review of it and let you know my thoughts. So the palette retails for $56. I ordered mine from Sephora, and so I just wanted to kind of show you the swatches of the colors and also show you a comparison of it to last year's palette. So the packaging first of all is very, very cute. Compared to last year's palette, this is the packaging. So last year's palette is a little bit thinner. So this is last year's palette, which is a few of my favorite things, which I must say is probably my favorite palette of all time. So this is last year's palette, just in case you haven't seen it or you don't have it. So I'll just do a comparison of the two. This is this year's palette, which I'm just going to cover up the blush side real quick so you can see the comparison of the shadows. Let's see if I can hold these two up together. I think I'm going to have to do it this way. So here are the two palettes side by side. Don't know how well you're going to be able to see that because it's above my head. But that's the two palettes. You can see it better that way. So they are different for sure. This year's palette has similar colors, but they're just a little bit different, and they're enough different to where I could justify purchasing the palette. The blush shades are Sweet Pink, which is a gorgeous kind of a bubblegum pink with a little bit of shimmer in it. Then there is Papa Don't Peach, which is a gorgeous neutral tone peach, which I will swatch these because I know that this camera lighting is going to be washing it out. And then there's going to be your Chocolate Soleil bronzer, which is going to be the dark shade. This isn't going to be milk chocolate. This is going to be your regular Chocolate Soleil. And then there is Inner Light, which is going to be a highlight. And this is like, I can see iridescent glitter in it. I have not swatched this. So that's going to be on the one side of the palette. This year's palette also comes with 3 brushes. They're synthetic brushes. You have a kind of like a blush brush type contour brush you can use. There is a shadow brush and then a liner brush. And then in the back of it, it also comes with, I haven't even taken this out yet. So let's see what this is. This is a how-to glamour guide. So it's going to show you how to apply your bronzer, blush, and highlight. Also a kind of a tutorial on how to do a couple different looks using the eyeshadows that are contained in the palette. So I know that last year's palette only came with some look cards, so that is a kind of a bonus. So first off on the palette, I'm just going to go ahead and swatch the blushes and the highlighter and the bronzer so you can get a look on how those are as far as pigmentation and texture. So the blush appears to be very smooth. It's not chunky or really doesn't have a lot of fallout. This is very, appears to be pearlescent, the Papa Don't Peach. So this is Sweet Pink, and it appears to be very fine. I am very fair-skinned. I'm about a NC20 right now as far as in MAC shades go. So keep in mind that I'm very fair-skinned. So here are the 2 blush shades there on my skin. And if you've never seen the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, this one will be a little bit darker on my skin tone because I am very fair-skinned, but it is just a matte bronzer. And these are on, I do not have any primer on the back part of my hand. So there's the bronzer. And then this is going to be my first time swatching the Inner Light highlight. So let's see how this is. It's very smooth. Oh wow, how gorgeous is that? Ooh, like that. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I don't know that I would be using that on my cheeks as a highlighter. If you hear any noise in the back, that will be Charlie. He hears any noise and he starts barking, so that's very pretty. I would probably be more apt to use that on my eyes, but that is very pretty. Very pretty. So there are your blush and highlights. Okay, moving on to the eyeshadow shades. There are 20 shades and they are all different textures. You've got a lot of different choices here, so I'm just going to go from left to right, so I'll do 4 shades at a time. I have the $1 eye primer from e.l.f. used as a base on my forearm, so I'm just going to use that as a base because I would never apply anything without a primer on my eyes, so I'm not going to do that in a video either. Okay, so here's the first 4 shades here swatched. There is Turtle Dove, which is this one here, so it has like an iridescent, it's just a very buttery, it's like a buttery pearl shade. The second shade is going to be Paper Roses, which is a iridescent pink shade, has a pearl finish. Heaven, which is just a matte kind of buttery shade. And then Totally Fetch, which I believe is from the Pretty Rebel palette. I'm almost certain that that's in the Pretty Rebel palette. So there are those 4 shades, and I'm just going to swatch them right across my arm here. So the first 3 shades are swatched there. That Heaven shade is very, very fair, which you can barely even see it. The only one that really shows up on my skin is Heaven. Turtle Dove is very, very fair, which you can barely see on my skin. Paper Roses is gorgeous. It's got a great kind of sheen to it. Heaven is very, very fair. And then Totally Fetch, as you can see, shows up quite magenta. Alright, moving on, there is Dream On, which appears to be a matte shade. And it looks to be like a buttery yellow shade. We have Kindness is Free. Oh, that's very pretty. It's like a pink with a pearlized finish to it. We have Shiny Happy, which is a metallic gold, which is like a metallic kind of pewter, maybe pewter yellow. And then I'm wiping Totally Fetch off. And then we have Live It Up, which is a purple shade here. So there is that shade there. It's like a grape shade. So I'm just going to apply these going across my wrist this way. So this is Dream On. And this is Kindness is Free. That's very pretty. Here is Shiny Happy. Oh, that's really pretty. And Live It Up. Almost a bit powdery. So you can see Dream On, Kindness is Free, Shiny Happy, and Live It Up. Some of these lighter shades are just not real pigmented. Alright, so moving on to the third column here, we have After Hours, Marvelous, Honey Pot, and Too Glam. So After Hours appears to be like just a, let me swatch it here. It's a just a golden, just a light golden shade. Marvelous is a shade very similar to it that has just a little bit of pink undertone to it. Honey Pot is a metallic gold, and then Too Glam is a green. Ooh, that Too Glam is beautiful. It's like a peacock green color, like a teal. So here are those 4 shades, and I'm just going to swatch them on the top row here. This is After Hours. This is Marvelous. So they do look very different swatched beside each other. As you can see, one is a lot lighter. This is Marvelous. So it has more of a champagne. This is more of a darkened gold. Okay, then we'll have Honey Pot. And then we'll have Too Glam. There's Too Glam. Too Glam almost seems to have like a, it's staying on my finger swatched quite heavily, but swatched on the skin it doesn't transfer as much. So I think it would have to be built up or use like a sticky base, but it almost has like a blackened base to it. So there are those 4 shades. I think almost all these seem like they would need to be built up quite a bit, or use a sticky base like Too Faced glitter glue maybe, or the LA Splash glitter glue might help. Alright, moving on, we have Fond of You, which is spelled fond like a deer fawn. Be You, which seems to be like has like a mauve undertone to it. And we have Don't Settle, which is like a golden sparkle. And then we have Head Over Heels, which appears to be a purple with a black base, and it is glittery. So these 2 are glittery. These 2 appear to be a matte shade. Okay, this is Fond of You. Ooh, it feels very soft. It almost feels like Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Alright, here is Be You. And this is Don't Settle. It's metallic. And here is Head Over Heels. It feels very hard and chunky. Right. Fond of You. Be You. This is Don't Settle. Has great pigmentation. And this is Head Over Heels. Very sheer. The more I rubbed on it, the more it rubbed off. And it's still obviously on my finger quite thick, but transferring onto the skin it just rubs away. So it's one that would have to definitely have a sticky base. So it's very underwhelming the way that these apply to the skin. They would have to be patted on with a sticky base. So they're gorgeous colors. I mean, I can't say anything bad about the colors. They're just not applying very well as a swatch. Alright, we have one last row. And that will be this bottom row here, which is Chocolate Moon, which is the bottom right corner, or left corner, I'm sorry. We have Guilty, or Girly, Secret Lovers, and Knockout. So Chocolate Moon is a dark, dark brown. It almost looks black with a golden glitter. Then we have Girly, which looks to be a duochrome, metallic duochrome. Looks like a brown with a reddish undertone. We have Secret Lovers. Ooh, that one's really pretty. Dark reddish chocolate. And we have Knockout, which is a matte reddish brown. So I'm going to move the palette out of the way, and I'm going to swatch these. So this is Chocolate Moon. So there's Chocolate Moon. And then we have Girly. Oh, that definitely is very pigmented. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Definitely looks like blue-brown pigment from MAC. This is going to be Secret Lovers. I'll go right underneath. Very smooth, very soft, very pigmented. And the last one is Knockout. Oh, very patchy. It won't even move down. Gosh. Okay. So, I want to love this so much, but it needs some definite assistance as far as application. So there are the last 4 shades, as you can see. Oh, that one is so pretty, Girly. So there are all the shades. I'll hold it back so you can see. So first impressions of this palette as far as swatching, I'm a little underwhelmed. I don't know. I'm going to have to play with it and see how it goes. I'm going to keep it, obviously, just because I love to collect the palettes. But definitely last year's palette is more of a favorite for me. But I don't know. Have you got this palette? Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you've had success with using different kind of primers. And if you have, let me know what kind of primer you're using as a base for it. And techniques that you're using to apply these, because it seems to me like some of these are kind of hard to work with. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. So thank you again for watching. See you guys. Bye.